Hello my dear friends, today we have for discussion this essay, this brilliant essay by Bhaskar Mukhopadhyay, interested in so to say Indian cultural studies, cultural studies and politics in India today. So Indian culture is a rich hypertext. It has got everything like Indian popular cinema, local, vernacular, traditional, folk, global, western, and so other movements like the latest what we call consumerism and things like that. Now how is its bearing or impact on Indian politics? That is what he is trying to tell us. It's a pretty long essay, it's a brilliant essay, it has got a wider sweep and he meticulously gets into details and he speaks about manners and mores and also speaking about the political spirituality. As such you can say the political spirituality, when you say political spirituality, it looks like a metaphysical conceit. So, now these things he explains with the examples, with the support from quotations from other authors like Partha Chatterjee and so on. And I think that since it is a long essay, pretty long essay, we will first have a general idea about this. So I will give you the main points now today, and after that we will take point by point and discuss if it is required. Otherwise, by going through this main points, if we can manage yourself. So I read the text with the help of these points, and it will be well. That will be okay, I think. No? Suppose in case you want the explanation, we will do that. So let's begin like the point by point. We can see the major points dealt with this. First one is, you saw 1980s, we have seen already. The first initiative you can say is a left initiative, and that is the Journal of Arts and Ideas. That is the first initiative. And the second one again is left initiative, that is IPTA, that is Indian People's Theatre Association. That is the second initiative. And the third is further explanations will be given. And the third is Nehruvian initiatives. Nehruvian. That is on the part of the government, academies and so on. Nehru's initiative. And the fourth is you can see Indian popular cinema. The all-pervasive Indian popular cinema. So much of this we have already seen in Ashish Nandi's Indian popular cinema as a slums ivy of politics. Already we have seen these things now, but again we can once again you can see. And the fifth is TV programs, mega TV programs like telecasting of epics, Mahabharata, Ramayana and so on. And the sixth one is visual arts, painting, oil painting, etc. Oil painting and so on. And the seventh initiative, or the seventh aspect that we have to go through is English literature. Gauri Vishwanathan, English literature studies, burden of English and so on. English literature studies, burden of English and so on. And the eighth is of course new trends. It discusses new trends. New trends in cultural studies such as the need for an authentic self-expression and also an epistemology of third world natives an epistemology of third world natives. That is the eighth point that we have to discuss. 9, and one of the most important here, it takes a lot of space, and also sometimes you can see it is overlapping. In the essay itself we will find that. No? That is, of course, manners and mores. Manners and mores is very important here, because central to the politics in India is manners and mores. We will see how the author has worked out the whole thing, the difference between manners and mores in the West, and here how manners and mores have been fashioned in the West, and how in India the difference between these two. And you will see that in the West there are omnipresent institutions like church and so on, but here we don't have that. Instead we have got based on dharma and caste system and things like that, you see. And then the 10th point to note is real politics. 10. Real politics played by the Dalits. Real politics and the Dalit, rise of the Dalit as in the who play a major part. The Dalits who play a major part in the vote bank politics. Understand? And then we have got a very interesting aspect is political spirituality of Gandhiji. Political spirituality of Gandhiji. Gandhiji's political spirituality. And 12th initiative is, or 12th aspect of this Indian culture that you have to study is what you call Sanskritization. Sanskritization. What is Sanskritization? A mechanism of absorption. Absorbing one group of people to the existing. That we will see in detail. And then we found, then the next point that he deals is commoditization of the fetish. Commoditization of fetish. Commoditization of the fetish. Fetish means something that you worship. Fetish. Commoditization of the fetish. And the 14th point, you can see, the fact is corrupting culture. Fact is corrupting culture, such as consumerism, hybridization, global culture, and things connected to this. This is and 15, this you can see, image politics. Image politics. Image politics and then politics and spectacularization. Spectacle. Politics today becomes a big, huge spectacle, we can say, no? Like fireworks is. So spectacularization. Spectacularization. And the last point is therefore. Therefore, what you have to do is, you want politics, the need for a political cultural studies. That is the conclusion. The need for a political cultural studies. So once again you can see this is the outline or the main points. First point is it is a rich hypertext Indian culture, and in Indian culture we have got the beginnings, that is in 1980s, but in England in Britain it is 1950s. And we saw that we have got, as I already told you, some very interesting words and expressions in this essay that he has given. But of course, as a whole, it is really brilliant work in the sense that he is the entire different aspects we can see. The whole, as you said, the gamut we say, that is examined very well with the supportive statements and quotations and others. So we can see, first, as such it is simple. When you read, things because you are seeing this every day. You know this. Somebody has to remind you. Actually, and that is what the author has done. It reminds spectacularization. We know the Ratha Yatra is Ratha Yatra, road shows. This is spectacularization, road shows, and drum beating, and the actors and actresses, they're getting involved in political canvassing and things like that. That is spectacularization. What do you call, actually then the otherness of politics. Otherness. So otherness. I'll write it here, the word is already otherness of politics. This is, you don't find in any other place where when in democracies you won't find like this, where the Ratha Yatra, road show, drum beating, and actors and actresses, gods with all the real characters, whatever is possible, they bring and they make it a huge spectacle of the entire thing. That is spectacularization means. As I told you, you can compare it to a fireworks. Yes, there you are. So that is the otherness of politics. And somewhere you will see that. Okay. Image politics is the otherness, you can say. So once again we will go through this. Have the essay with you, and I suggest that next class, before you come to the next class, you read the text with the help of this. If you wish to take this as a help or a guidance, okay. Because I say wish to, because you are PG students now. You may be having your own ideas about it, or you may be having your own way of getting into this essay. Okay, the Journal of Arts and Ideas, that is the first one. That was a left initiative. They could not do much because of the emergency and so on. IPTA, that is Indian People's Theatre Association, again another initiative that is for forming a national consciousness against dictatorship. Nehru's initiatives like Academy's National School of Drama and things like that. Indian popular cinema, a big presence. You can see how Indian popular cinema has already sidelined Hollywood, and Bollywood took, or you can say the Hollywood, how it has reserved a huge space in Indian cultural studies and Indian politics, etc. can be seen. TV programs, already I told you about the telecasting of the epics. Visual arts, oil painting, gods and these heroes became more alive, so to say, with oil painting. English literature studies always, of course we will remember Gauri Vishwanathan's Masks of Conquest, and also other things connected like burden of English and pedagogy and all those things. And new trends, that is the need for an indigenous theory about us. That is, we are always, or as Bhaskar Mukhopadhyay himself reminds us, that we are thinking of us as or we can say as presented to us by the West, or we are an object for them. We are an object. This thing should come to an end. That's what he says. English, and then manners and mores. Manners and mores, how the difference in West and the East means in India, and the origin and its development, so to say, how it enters in the politics, in what way directly affects political life here, etc., political behavior of people. The real politics, that's another very important point. This is, of course, of this is very, very important, and this is also real politics. Real politics in the sense that rise of the Dalits, they were disenfranchised people, but recently you can see they have become a very major influence in politics. Yes. Political spirituality, Gandhi, the fasting, ahimsa, then satsang and things like that, is known to you. Sanskritization is a mechanism by which you absorb low class people into the high caste, or we can say, depending on the manner those people who are less civilized, you can say, less civilized, cannot say inverted commas, to the more civilized group. And then we have got the commoditization of fetish, that is rituals. They have lost the aura of spirituality. They have become commodities. Fetish means something that you worship. Then fact is corrupting politics is, that is globalization is one, global culture is one, consumerism is one, hybridization is one, then other influences, that is, tourism is another one, isn't it? Then TV is also, in a way, as mass media, corrupting. And image politics, this techno-mythologization I told you, that the modern heroes, that is political heroes, political leaders, they take the position of mythological gods. No, I can see, as Bhaskar Mukhopadhyay himself points out, that the Ratha Yatra, the Toyota Ratha Yatra of L.K. Advani, you can see that is Ratha Yatra. That means it's a symbolic sense, in the sense that this golden chariots used by the gods, mythological gods. Understand that? So that is symbolic of that. So then what will happen is the flesh and blood political leader, he becomes, or he assumes that he is a god. It's like a mythological god. That is techno-mythologization. Technology is used here means for riding. Say golden chariot of gods, you don't require petrol. There's no petrol engine, nothing of that sort. It is auto-driven, you can say. Without energy is not required, because energy is provided from heaven. But here it is not like that. It is energy is provided by the petrol bunks, where you get petrol, and another thing is or electricity. And you can see that it is driven by the persons occupying this is human beings, but they think that they are like gods, or the people think that they are like gods. That is techno-mythologization, taking the position of mythological goddess. Then spectacularization and image politics, the same thing. Okay? Then the need for political cultural studies. And you can see here, cultural studies and politics in India today. Now what is conclusion is political cultural studies. Understand that? Political culture. What is required is a political cultural studies. So that is what now we have to start. A political cultural studies. Cultural studies and politics in India today. But what we have to do is political cultural studies. Almost the same thing, but with a slight difference. So these are the main points in this essay. We can take, say, next class you come prepared for say up to 1, 2, 3 points we will discuss, and then afterwards one by one we will take. I think I have given you an introduction, a general introduction about this. Corporathetics is a word that is. Corporathetics means body language. Body language, doing namaskar, I said. That is a corporathetics or pranama, like this. See, when I get into the class, I always do this pranam, because you know what is the meaning of that pranam? Why I am doing like this? Because I think that you are greater than me. That's it. Because in a class like this, I am not assuming that I know everything. No, not at all. I make sometimes mistakes, I sometimes miss points, and therefore what happens is, I ask pardon to you. Okay, I beg your pardon. In case, that's a kind of, what do you say, a kind of protection for me, no? So if in case I have made some, and another thing is about me is, I am now issuing, you might have seen 1 or 2 classroom comedies. And most of these comedies arise from mistakes made by teachers. So I myself am a victim. So I don't want that you get what you call you get a mistaken message. when I present before you classroom competition, that I am an exception. No, no. Make many mistakes, I know. Maybe you are laughing when you think of my what justice, or the way that I stand in the class, or the way I pronounce certain words, etc. Yes, that is, I don't deny that. Yes, these things are possible. So maybe the whole thing may be a comedy for you, I don't know. No. Alright. So that is coming to that is corpothetics. Understand? So corpothetics is very important, yes, in connection with the manners and the mores. That's the point. So such things we will see, but of all these things I told you, manners and mores, rise of the Dalits and the real politics. That is I think that is the most important part of this essay. What is meant by Dalit? Rise of Dalit as what you call a, what bank politics, that's important. No? The numbers is important. That's why I said. So we will go through this in detail. In between, I would tell you, I would ask you, I would request you to read the text properly. Once, twice, thrice. So see you again next time. Bye.